What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to MVP Baseball. And today we got to talk about the World Baseball Classic effect. Because I'm not going to lie, the baseball world is starting to panic a little bit. People are looking around the MLB right now and they're saying, wait a minute, did the WBC absolutely destroy some of these players? Because look at this. Raleigh suddenly can't hit. Tarik Skubal just had elbow surgery. Roman Anthony now has a wrist injury. Gunnar Henderson is barely hitting over 200. And fans are blaming the WBC for everything. But hold on. Because on the other side, Aaron Judge is still launching baseballs into another universe. Kyle Schwarber is literally on pace for 67 home runs. Skenes still looks like the best pitcher on earth. So today, we're going to break down the WBC actually ruining MLB players or are fans just overreacting. And we also need to talk about the terrifying Max Fried injury situation because Yankee fans are starting to panic bad. Let's get into it. So first, let's talk about why fans are even creating this narrative. Because honestly, at first glance, it does kind of look suspicious. You look at Kyle Raleigh. This dude was one of the scariest hitters in baseball. He looks completely lost at the plate. Power disappeared. The timing looks off. And Mariner fans are asking, what happened to Big Dumper? Then you got Tarik Skubal, the reigning Cy Young caliber ace, one of the nastiest pitchers in baseball. And now, elbow surgery, done for months. That immediately sends fans into panic mode, especially because pitching in WBC means high-intensity innings in March, not easing into the season. Not building stamina slowly. You're basically pitching playoff baseball before opening day even arrives. And that's where the fear comes from. Then there's Roman Anthony, one of the top young stars in baseball, now dealing with wrist issues. And we know how dangerous wrist injuries are for hitters. Wrist injuries can completely destroy power. Just ask MLB history. Then there's Gunnar Henderson, batting .211. Fans are looking around saying, bro, these WBC players are exhausted. And honestly, I get it. The WBC is emotional baseball. Players are going all out. The intensity is insane. Crowds are playoff level. Every at-bat feels like October. And when players care that much, sometimes the body pays for it later, especially pitchers. But here's the problem with the narrative. The other side completely destroys it. Because if the WBC really ruined players, then explain this. Aaron Judge, still hitting absolute nukes. Still the face of baseball. Still terrifying pitchers. Kyle Schwarber, bro. This man is on pace for 67 home runs. 67. 67. That will be third all-time behind Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire. And Schwarber looks stronger than ever. Then you got Bobby Witt Jr., still hitting over 300, still flying around the bases, still looking like an MVP candidate. Bryce Harper, OPS over 900, still crushing baseballs, still playing like Bryce Harper. Paul Skenes, still throwing baseballs through human souls. Nothing changed there. Mason Miller, still the best closer in baseball. Still throwing 103 miles per hour like he's playing MLB The Show on rookie difficulty. So if the WBC is supposedly destroying everybody, then why are these dudes dominating? That's why I think fans are doing what sports fans always do. They see a couple examples and suddenly turn into a giant conspiracy. But baseball doesn't work like that. Injuries happen, slumps happen, baseball seasons are long. And honestly, some players probably benefit from the WBC because they're already locked in. Some players come into April already in playoff mode, while other players are still waking up from spring training. And I think that's why we see mixed results. WBC isn't automatically good or bad. It depends on the player. It depends on conditioning. It depends on workload. It depends on recovery. But blaming the WBC for every bad start, nah, that's lazy analysis. But can we please talk about Kyle Schwarber for a second? Because this dude is getting ridiculous. 67 home run pace. Are you serious? Do you realize how crazy that is? Barry Bonds hit 73. Mark McGwire hit 70. Sammy Sosa hit 66. That's basically the greatest power season ever. And Schwarber is entering that conversation right now. And what makes it crazier is Schwarber doesn't even look hot yet. That's the scary part. He just keeps walking into games and casually launching baseballs 430 feet. And you know what's funny? Pitchers know what he wants. Everybody knows he's hunting fastballs. Everybody knows he's trying to pull the baseball. And it still doesn't matter. Because when Schwarber gets extended, it's over. Gone. See ya. And honestly, this might be the perfect baseball era for him because pitchers throw harder than ever. Velocity is everywhere. Schwarber absolute feast on velocity. This dude was built for modern baseball. And now Philly fans are sitting there saying, wait, is this the greatest Schwarber season ever? And honestly, it might be. But now we got to talk about the scary story, Max Fried. Because Yankee fans immediately panicked today. Fried suddenly heads into the tunnel after a third inning. Matt Blake instantly calls the bullpen. That's when everybody knew, uh-oh, something's wrong. Then the reports came out. Left elbow soreness. Bro, anytime you hear the words elbow soreness, baseball fans immediately assume the worst. Especially with pitchers, especially in 2026 baseball, because we've seen this movie too many times. And now Fried is going to see Dr. Christopher Ahmad tomorrow, which makes Yankee fans even more nervous because that name instantly triggers Tommy John fear. Now, we don't know the severity yet. Could be minor, could just be precautionary. But when you combine Fried issues with Garrett Cole concerns earlier this year, Yankee fans are suddenly realizing how fragile pitching depth really is. And if Fried misses serious time, that changes everything in the American League because Fried has been one of the Yankees' most important arms. But let me know what you guys think. Is the WBC actually hurting MLB players, or are fans completely overreacting? And also, can Kyle Schwarber actually hit 67 home runs? I need to know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to MVP Baseball, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.